Hello students, in previous tutorial we have seen one more demo of list box, which is like this. From these multiple list boxes or from these multiple items, we select multiple items and add inside this list box. Now we need to write the functionality behind this button, which is remove items from list. We need to remove items from this list. So user may select multiple items at the same time, and if I click on this remove items, then those items will be removed. Need to remove from this list box. So we do this functionality in this video. So we go towards the code window, and what is the logic now? We again traverse this whole list one by one from first item to last, and if the item is selected, then we need to remove it. The same logic we need to do here. So I'm going towards the code window and double click on this button. Now I am writing here for loop, same like in previous example, and I is less than. Now list is different here. List courses dot items dot count. All items we need to traverse and check that ith item is selected or not. If lst list courses dot items of I means ith item is selected, then what we need to do here? Remove list courses dot items dot remove. Which item we need to remove? This item's text we need to give here, text. So this is only the logic, but what happens we see here. If that particular item is selected, then we need to remove it. So this is the simple logic. Now first we need to add and then we may remove. I'm adding some items. Then if I delete BB and DBM, then what happens? See, then there is a problem. Sometimes our logic is correct, but sometimes it is not correct. See, in some cases our logic is correct, in some cases our output is incorrect actually. So why this happens? Why in some cases our output is correct and why in some cases our output is incorrect? Why some elements are not removed from this list? The reason behind this is in real time we remove one by one item, so our count will be changed at runtime. Initially our count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the list count is initially, when we start the loop, initially the count is 5. Then if I delete one item from this list, then our count will be decreased by 1. If I remove one item from this list, then our count is not 5 now. Our count is decreased by one element because we deleted one item from the list. So our count is updated. So our count is now 4. So our for loop goes from 1 to 4 now. So that's why last element will be not checked and incorrect result we will see in some cases. So to remove this problem, we need to change some functionality. What I am doing here, I am taking one string array here, courses, and I am initializing it as list items, whatever the items inside this list, I am giving the size of that particular courses string array. I am declaring one courses is string type array, and what is the size, whatever the elements present inside this list item, that count I am giving as a size. If initially there are 5 elements, then this courses having the size as 5. If initially there are 10 elements, then my courses array having the size as 10. Now what I am doing here, instead of removing this directly from list, I am adding that particular text inside these courses. So I am using here courses array, and I am declaring one more j variable, and I am using that j inside this. Courses of j plus plus is equal to whatever the course is selected, I am adding that particular course inside this string array. This is my logic. Whatever the courses selected by user inside from this list, we first add inside one string array, and then one by one we remove it. Okay, we are not directly removing, but we are storing all the selected elements in some string array, and then we remove it. So how we can do this? Here first we need to add that particular selected element inside this array. First we store inside this string array. Now after executing this whole for loop, my courses array becomes all the courses which are selected. All the courses which are selected by the user, those courses are added inside this array. Now all these courses we need to remove from this list. So I am adding one more for loop, and I is equal to 0. Now my this for loop goes from I to j, because there are j number of elements present inside these courses. Selected courses are j number of times. So I am giving here condition as I is less than j, and then I am updating this I. Now all these courses which are present inside this courses array, I am removing from this list courses. Now what I am doing here, list courses dot items dot remove. What we are removing, this courses array, whatever the ith index, whatever the course present inside this ith index, we need to remove from this list courses. Okay, first inside this for loop, I am adding all the selected courses inside this string array, and in this for loop I am accessing this courses array from 0 to that particular string count, or we can use here instead of j, courses dot length. We can use this also, whatever the length is there, and we go from 0 to that particular length property, and I am removing that particular course. Whatever the courses present inside array, we access all those. If user selected this BBA and DBM, then BBA and DBM we are storing inside these courses. So there are 2 elements inside these courses. So this for loop will be executed 2 times only, and those courses we are removing from this list box. So we are storing only all the courses which are selected inside this array first. We are not directly removing from it. We are storing first, and then inside another for loop we are removing. Because why we are adding such extra logic inside this? Because there is there are some problems. See already. In some cases our logic is correct, in some cases our logic is incorrect, because at the same time we are using this count here, and we are removing, we have removed items from the list at the same time. So there may be a problem of changing the count value. So we added this extra logic inside this. Now we will check our logic is true or not. By running this program, we check our output. I am selecting some items. Then if I select and remove, I am selecting MBA and BBA. So these items are correctly removed. If I selecting MSc and PGDCA, then those items will be removed correctly. Now see, I am selecting MC and MBA and PGDCA and remove MBA, MCA and PGDCA. So those courses will be removed. So now in all the cases our output is now correct. The BBA, MSc and PGDCA. So this is now correct. So what we have done here, first, if some students are not understanding what we have done here, first we are storing all the selected items inside this courses array one by one. See here, if that course is selected, then and then only its text property we are adding inside this courses subject. Initially J's value is 0. If we are storing one value inside this course array, then that J's value will be automatically incremented. This is the postfix operator, means first the value will be assigned and then J will be incremented. So this is the postfix operator. First a value will be assigned and then J will be incremented. So in this way we are storing first values which are selected, and then inside this for loop actually we are removing those courses. So this is the simple logic. So this is one more example of list box item or list box control. I hope you all understand how we can add elements inside a list box, how we can remove element from the list box, how we can clear all the list box items, then how we can traverse the entire list and how we can traverse all the elements or all the items from list box one by one and process accordingly if that particular item is selected or not selected, then whatever the logic we need to do on that particular selected item we may do. So see you in next video for one more control or other controls inside present inside this Visual Studio. So see you in next video. Thank you.